In relation to the law of attraction, I've been talking to my mother and my sister about this for emotional support.
The problem with emotional support is they're going to try to take your side, and we're trying to diffuse sides. In other words, they adore you, they're going to stick up for you, and they're going to villainize her in order to support you, and that's the last thing that you want to do. You don't want to push against her, you want to adore her. You don't need emotional support from someone else. You're wanting to align with the source that is you. People often look for emotional support, and it never or rarely works out, because what the people that are supporting you usually do is beat the drum of how you felt and just serve to give you greater justification for staying out of alignment with your energy to begin with, you see.
So what do I do with this urge to just talk to someone instead of holding, I guess you could say, all this negative emotion inside?
And this is something that most people don't get. They say, I've got all this negative emotion, I need to let it out. Like if they let it out, it will go away. But letting it out, it doesn't go away. And so what we want you to start noticing is that letting it out and activating it are the same thing. The first thing you want to do is stop talking about it. Stop talking about whatever it is, because that's beating the drum, you see. So what you're wanting to do is focus upon something else, and that's why we're wanting to give you some things to do. In other words, if you will say these things to your mate that we have encouraged, especially and only if you feel them, as you say those things, you'll see a diffusing right away. Spend your time making lists of positive aspects. You can't focus upon something that you want and the absence of it at the same time. So we would buy a notebook and we would put the name of a child at the top of a new page, and we would just write positive aspects. Sometimes as you focus upon things that you love about them, it makes you feel lost. And we want you to understand, you're not going to lose these kids. You're not going to lose this relationship. There's no loss here. There's no risk of losing anything. This relationship is not going to go away. You have this forever relationship. You're going to maintain it. It's going to get better and better. And the proximity of where you live really is not as relevant as it feels right now. And we're not saying this to you to try to get you to get used to the idea of separation. We're saying this right now because this is the way that it is. This is an eternal bond that you have with these children. And so as you revel in who they are and keep addressing and activating within yourself how you adore them, you can't have that vibration that feels so good and a vibration of loss at the same time. So what you do with all that pinned up negative emotion is ignore it, and it becomes inactive. You don't express it and keep it alive.